The Sarmiento versus Superior Court case was a case heard in 2024 following the arrest of Jeanette Sarmiento, who was arrested for attempting to rob a liquor store. Following her arrest, she had requested for a mental health diversion, however, she was denied by the Superior Court. It was later taken on by the Court of Appeals in California, which they granted a writ and directed that the Superior Court grant Jeanette the opportunity to take on the mental health diversion. In relation to this week's module, which is mental health courts and diversion programs, I believe this case really emphasizes the importance and the benefits of mental health diversions, especially in terms of recovery. I feel that if individuals are placed in environments like prison or jail, they are not going to have the opportunity to receive treatment, which in my opinion is more crucial than serving a punishment for their criminal actions. And furthermore, not in all cases, but in some cases, I believe a person's criminal actions are strongly influenced by mental illnesses because they are not able to differentiate between right and wrong. Their interpretation of reality is distorted. And again, this is why they this is why they participate in crimes, because their mental illness impacts them in such a serious way. So instead of placing them in an environment where they won't be able to receive help, it is crucial that they are sent to facilities or therapies, counselors, some kind of treatment to help them recover and treat their mental illness, rather than put in an environment where they are more likely to, first of all, get worse, and second of all, could lead them to commit future crimes. In my opinion, I believe the Court of Appeals decision to rule the Superior Court to accept Jeanette's request was appropriate, as I found in an article that is titled, let me see, Denial of Mental Health Diversion Must Be Supported by Substantial Evidence, written by Youthman Law Office. It says here that Sarmiento never received treatment for her foundational mental health diagnosis of PTSD and depression, and she self-medicated. Her failure to address the foundational mental health issues led to relapse and a resumption of criminal behavior. So again, if she wasn't receiving that mental health diversion, she may never receive treatment, her mental conditions will worsen, and she will continue to relapse and follow her history of criminal behavior. In another article I found called Women with PTSD Wrongfully Denied Mental Health Diversion After She Robbed a Liquor Store, it says that one of the reasons why she was denied was because Sarmiento had previously received treatment but was unable to remain drug-free after her release from a substance abuse program. In my opinion, I see her relapse as more of a reason as to why she should be granted the mental health diversion. She obviously struggled considering that she received treatment once before, but knowing that she was unable to remain drug-free shows that she needs further help, and placing her in a prison or jail is not the way to go about helping her with her substance abuse and her mental issues. Rather, she needs to go to a place where she can receive the proper treatment, proper care, anything, and that can also divert her from going back to her criminal history and repeating actions that she has been taking that has led her into just a hole of despair and taking her farther away from a recovery and a proper way of healing. Ultimately, what this case has taught me about the criminal justice system and mental health is that mental health is often overlooked, and that people who suffer from mental illnesses are then only seen as that illness rather than as a human being like everyone else. As a result, mental illnesses in the criminal justice system are not properly dealt with, and that can negatively impact individuals who do suffer from mental illness, especially when they're placed in environments like a prison or jail where they're not going to receive any treatment at all, and their mental state can progressively worsen. Furthermore, it is important to note that some people do try to use the mental illness as a way to escape punishment. So it is important to note that and be cognizant of that. However, regardless, mental health in the criminal justice system needs to be taken seriously and treated seriously and properly. Um, and rather than being pushed aside, it needs to be brought forward and recognized so that way individuals can heal and receive the proper treatment.